on her shooting tonight. But overall, Sophie Cunningham had a monster game tonight, a double-double. The other thing that happened in the second half, Natasha Howard almost didn't play. Very, very little. And somebody in the Ben Daniel chat brought it up right before I came over to shoot this video, and they said, you realize Natasha Howard's been almost in none in the second half.
The Indiana Fever secured a decisive 99-82 victory over the Atlanta Dream in a contest that showcased both individual brilliance and strategic adjustments that proved crucial to the outcome. The second-half transformation demonstrated the team's potential when optimal tactical approaches are implemented effectively. Sophie Cunningham delivered her most impressive performance of the season, recording a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds while shooting an exceptional 80% from three-point range. Her 4 successful attempts from beyond the arc provided crucial spacing and offensive firepower during key stretches of the contest. Cunningham's rebounding contribution proved equally valuable, with 7 or 8 boards collected during the first half alone before her shooting display began.
And almost in none in the second half. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed that there might be a correlation between ball movement on this team on offense and Natasha Howard possibly clogging everything up. Is that a thing? We'll have to watch it. This is the second half right here. It is now a final 99-82. Right here, 29 points.
The second half featured significant strategic modifications that unlocked the team's offensive potential. Clark assumed primary creation responsibilities, operating with increased autonomy in directing offensive flow and decision-making. This adjustment coincided with improved ball movement and scoring efficiency that overwhelmed Atlanta's defensive schemes.
Points in the third quarter, 30 points in the fourth quarter. That might be the best second half of the season, the best fourth quarter of the season. Look at these bench points. 29 bench points tonight. And they withstood an absolute barrage by Jordan Canada, who had 26 points in the first half, and they locked her down in the second half.
The partnership between Clark and Aaliyah Boston flourished during these sequences, with their two-player combinations reminiscent of classic pick-and-roll partnerships. Boston contributed 19 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds, while demonstrating improved chemistry with Clark in various offensive sets. Their collaboration in the paint created numerous high-percentage scoring opportunities throughout the second half.
He locked her down in the second half. She only had 4 points. She looked like Michael Jordan in the first half, Steph Curry, and then nope, no more from there. So let's check this out. I'm going to start with Sophie Cunningham. By far her biggest game of the year, and it was a monster. 4 of 5 from three-point range, 80%. 80% from three-point range. Unbelievable.
Clark finished with 12 points and 9 assists despite continuing struggles with perimeter shooting accuracy. Movement patterns suggested potential lingering effects from previous injury concerns, as her mobility appeared somewhat restricted compared to peak collegiate form. Despite shooting difficulties, her playmaking ability remained exceptional, as evidenced by her record-setting assist totals through 50 professional games. Kelsey Mitchell provided consistent scoring with 25 points on efficient 9 of 16 shooting, offering reliable offensive production alongside the primary playmakers. Her driving ability and finishing around the basket complemented the team's improved pace and spacing during successful stretches.
Range, unbelievable. She had 10 big boards in this game, 16 points. Caitlin Clark, 12 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, still struggled from long range. Guys, I was watching her move around on the court. It's just my opinion, but I believe she's still injured. She's just moving around too gingerly out there to suit my taste and me think something is not still
Rotation adjustments proved significant in the victory, particularly regarding Natasha Howard's reduced playing time. Howard logged only 23 minutes compared to typical usage patterns, with her absence coinciding with improved offensive flow and pace. The correlation between reduced minutes for slower tempo players and enhanced team performance suggests potential strategic considerations for future contests. Bench production reached season-high levels with 29 points from reserve players, indicating improved depth and contribution from secondary options. This balanced scoring distribution reduced pressure on primary players while maintaining competitive intensity throughout the contest.
Is not still a miss. All right? Seriously. You see this right here. Natasha Howard, 23 minutes. 23 minutes. She played less minutes than Kelsey, Caitlin, Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston showed up. 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 19 points. Kelsey Mitchell, 25 points, 9 of 16. This team has got to hit their shots. Dantas hit a big...
Defensive adjustments proved equally crucial, particularly in containing Atlanta's Jordan Canada after her explosive first-half performance. Canada accumulated 26 points during the opening 2 quarters before being limited to just 4 points in the second half. This defensive turnaround demonstrated the team's capability for in-game adjustments and problem-solving. The third and fourth quarters featured the team's most productive offensive output of the season, with 29 and 30 points respectively. This sustained excellence over extended periods suggests the potential for consistent high-level performance when proper tactical approaches are maintained.
Dantas hit a big 3 at one point tonight, and this was a really nice all-around game from the Indiana Fever. And some may ask, well, Rhodes, do you feel better about Stephanie White? No, not at all. Because until she proves night in and night out she's willing to put the ball into Caitlin Clark's hand and let her be the creator and innovator on offense, I will not be sold.
Guard rotation questions emerged regarding the simultaneous usage of Clark and Ari McDonald. Observations indicate potential inefficiencies when both players operate together, as ball distribution patterns may not optimize Clark's primary facilitator role. McDonald's effectiveness appears maximized when Clark rests, allowing her to assume primary point guard responsibilities without role conflicts.
I will not be sold. I will not be sold. The fact is, Caitlin's going to start knocking these shots back down at some point. And all of a sudden, her statistics are going to blow up. All right? She's going to mess around one night and hit 6 out of 7 threes, and it's going to be a big, big performance. Most assists through the first 50 games ever. Caitlin Clark's running away with it, 420.
The victory's significance extends beyond individual statistics to broader questions about tactical consistency and strategic implementation. The second half success provides a blueprint for optimal team performance, but sustainability requires consistent application of these approaches rather than periodic implementation. Pace considerations continue influencing overall effectiveness, with up-tempo play maximizing Clark's transition playmaking abilities and creating easier scoring opportunities for teammates. The contrast between fast break efficiency and methodical half-court execution remains a key tactical consideration for coaching staff.
I'd be in love with this offense while she's back now, coach. You need to change it up. You need to switch it up. You need to get better. Sophie Cunningham, one of the few players on this team that will outwardly, publicly say what many of us, our fans, are thinking to ourselves. Listen to Stephanie White speak about reintegrating Caitlin Clark.
To see that through some of our games where it's, okay, now we knew exactly where our teammate was going to be. We knew exactly that they had our back. We were able to play with multiple levels of intent.
Long-term health management for Clark may influence strategic decisions, particularly regarding the upcoming All-Star game and its potential impact on recovery timelines. Movement limitations observed during the contest raise questions about optimal rest and workload management strategies. The comprehensive victory demonstrates the team's ceiling when strategic elements align properly, suggesting significant potential for sustained success with consistent tactical implementation and appropriate personnel decisions.
That they had our back. We were able to play with multiple levels of intentional effort. And now when you reintegrate more players back into the lineup, it's trying to see that through some of our games where it's, okay, now we knew exactly where our teammate was going to be. We knew exactly that they had our back. We were able to play with multiple levels of intentional effort. And now when you reintegrate more players back into the lineup, it's trying to figure that out again.
We are trying to reintegrate Caitlin Clark into an offense that was kind of productive. We got to.
The Indiana Fever's internal dynamics reveal significant philosophical divisions regarding optimal offensive strategy and player utilization. These tensions manifest through both on-court performance and public statements from key personnel. Sophie Cunningham has emerged as a vocal advocate for Clark-centric basketball, distinguishing herself from teammates who offered diplomatic responses during media appearances. Her willingness to challenge existing systems publicly demonstrates unusual courage within professional basketball culture, where players typically support coaching decisions regardless of personal opinions.
Kind of productive. We got to use the word kind of, because when you're scoring 70 points per game, 81 points per game without Caitlin Clark, it's kind of effective. Stephanie White's trying to reintegrate Caitlin Clark into that offense while she was sitting on the bench, and we slowed things down miserably to a miserable pace, and we did the pass, screen, pass, screen. It's not going to work. Stephanie White watched Caitlin Clark, in her own words.
Cunningham's defensive support for Clark extends beyond verbal advocacy. While other teammates remain passive when Clark faces physical play from opponents, Cunningham consistently intervenes to protect her star teammate. This protective approach reflects both personal loyalty and strategic understanding of Clark's value to team success. The coaching staff faces fundamental challenges regarding offensive integration following Clark's return from injury. During her absence, the team averaged 70 to 81 points per game using methodical possession-based approaches that emphasized ball movement and screen-heavy sets. However, these systems proved inadequate for maximizing Clark's unique abilities.
For 5 years. And you know what she was thinking those 5 years? I know how I'm going to use Caitlin Clark in my offense. Oh my God, you see everything Caitlin Clark's doing at Iowa? Oh my God, this is fantastic. I know exactly how I'm going to use her when I coach her in my offense. Forget what Lisa Bluter is doing. Forget the second half of last season, Chrissy Side saying, yeah, do your thing, Caitlin. Do your thing. Look to me if you need a breather, but go ahead and do your.
Coach Stephanie White's stated approach involves reintegrating Clark into existing offensive frameworks rather than redesigning systems around her capabilities. This philosophy contradicts successful precedents from Clark's collegiate career and previous professional success. The motion offense principles that functioned adequately without Clark create constraints that limit her impact as a primary playmaker. Cunningham's public commentary directly challenges this integration approach. Her statement that we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game represents unprecedented player criticism of coaching strategy. This level of public disagreement suggests deeper organizational tensions regarding strategic direction.
Go ahead and do your thing. Instead, Stephanie White is dead set on reintegrating Caitlin Clark into this bull motion offense. And while players come out during their interviews and say, oh yeah, oh, whatever Stephanie White says, oh yeah, blah, 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 oh yeah, word salad. Sophie Cunningham doesn't have time for that. She doesn't have time for that. She doesn't believe that. And this goes to show you the type of factions that we're talking about in the locker room.
The contrast between Clark's impact during different offensive approaches provides compelling evidence for system modification. Statistical analysis shows the team performed optimally during periods when Clark controlled pace and tempo, creating advantages through aggressive transition play and forcing defensive reactions rather than allowing opponents to establish preferred defensive sets.
This goes to show you the type of factions that we're talking about in the locker room.
it seems kind of halfway through the season, you guys are still experiencing some inconsistency, whether it be on and off the court. Obviously, rosters change too. Just what do you think going forward you guys need to do to get some consistency?
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she's.
Whoa, hold up.
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow.
Video analysis reveals specific execution problems that compound strategic concerns. Screen setting quality demonstrates consistent inadequacy, with players failing to establish solid contact that creates separation for Clark. These half-hearted efforts reflect either poor coaching instruction or deliberate resistance to creating advantages for specific teammates. The screening issues extend beyond technical execution to fundamental effort levels. When teammates prioritize their own scoring opportunities over creating looks for Clark, the entire offensive system suffers. Defenders can navigate screens easily when they lack physical substance, negating the theoretical advantages of motion-based approaches.
Got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when
Now we have to have a new offense. Translation, Stephanie White, that shit that you're trotting out there, that motion offense garbage that you're trotting out there ain't gonna fly with a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. She's that damn good.
When Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to adjust.
Lineup construction presents additional challenges for optimal team chemistry. Starting rotations that include non-shooting threats create spacing problems that benefit opposing defenses. When Clark operates alongside players who cannot stretch defenses consistently, opponents can focus additional attention on limiting her effectiveness.
Because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day, and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up, and I think like 7 days or whatnot, and so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court, but we're trying to figure it out, and I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated. We're trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us.
The projected starting lineup raises specific concerns about defensive assignments and pace control. Placing Clark at the 3 position against athletic wing players creates lateral movement demands that could impact her offensive energy levels. Additionally, this positioning prevents her from controlling primary ball handling responsibilities that maximize her playmaking impact. Atlanta's strategic approach exemplifies how opponents can exploit Indiana's system weaknesses. Teams that emphasize grinding, possession-based basketball force the Fever into uncomfortable stylistic matchups. Rather than imposing their preferred up-tempo approach, Indiana often allows opponents to dictate game flow and pace. The organizational hierarchy appears resistant to fundamental strategic changes despite evidence supporting Clark-centric approaches. Management's commitment to traditional coaching philosophies may prevent necessary adaptations that would unlock the team's championship potential.